Dude, did you order...
The new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I've never looked so good.
You look the same.
But with this camera, everything looks better, especially me.
You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever. With eligible phone trade-in and unlimited ultimate. Any condition guaranteed. Best 5G source root metrics data, United States, 1H 2025. All rights reserved. Trade-in and additional terms apply for all offers. See Verizon.com for details.
AI had the time of my life. AI never felt this way before.
From building timelines to assigning the right people and even spotting risks across dozens of projects, Monday Sidekick knows your business, thinks ahead, and takes action. One click on the star and consider it done.
And I owe it all to you.
Try Monday Sidekick. AI you'll love to use on Monday.com.
NetCredit is here to say yes to a personal loan or line of credit when other lenders say no. Apply in minutes and get a decision as soon as the same day. Loans offered by NetCredit or lending partner banks and serviced by NetCredit. Application subject to review and approval. Learn more at netcredit.com/partner. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
Dude, did you order...
The new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I've never looked so good.
You look the same.
But with this camera, everything looks better, especially me.
You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever. With eligible phone trade-in and unlimited ultimate. Any condition guaranteed. Best 5G source root metrics data, United States, 1H 2025. All rights reserved. Trade-in and additional terms apply for all offers. See Verizon.com for details.
AI had the time of my life. AI never felt this way before.
From building timelines to assigning the right people and even spotting risks across dozens of projects, Monday Sidekick knows your business, thinks ahead, and takes action. One click on the star and consider it done.
And I owe it all to you.
Try Monday Sidekick. AI you'll love to use on Monday.com.
Hello, I'm Sarah and welcome to day 4 of 31 Days of Halloween. I've got 2 spooky stories to share today. I'll get straight into them. Are you ready for the first story? My mother died unexpectedly, but that wasn't the worst thing. My mum died quite suddenly and unexpectedly of a hospital infection about 4 months ago. But that, if you can believe it, wasn't the worst thing. Nor was the fact that her younger sister, my aunt, took up with Dad less than 2 months after her death. The worst was yet to come. It started on a dull evening. I just had supper with my aunt and Dad, barely tolerating her bright, friendly chatter about school. I went upstairs to my room as soon as I could to do my homework. I stared at my laptop screen, pretending to look at my assignment, but in reality, I was swimming in grief and missing Mum. I couldn't concentrate on anything since she died. I minimised the assignment tab and looked at the photo I used as background. It was taken a few years ago. A happy family occasion. My mum and aunt sitting side by side. So alike, yet unalike. My dad next to Mum, and I was leaning against him, All of us were smiling. Mum had both her arms stretched out around her sister and her husband. The chat box in the bottom left-hand corner of my screen began flashing. I was mildly surprised. It was an older app and no one really used anymore. I had been meaning to delete it. And then I froze. Mum's little image blinked in the chat box, and then the word popped up. "Hello, Thelma. It's me, Mum." Fear gripped my throat. I knew it must be some hacking thing or stupid error. I was paralysed. I turned round and glanced at my bedroom door. It was closed, although the sounds of TV from the living room still came wafting in. Aunt Claudia had the TV on whenever she was downstairs, even if she was not watching it. "Don't be scared, Thelma. It's really me. I found a way to talk to you, my darling, precious child. I've been missing you so much." If this was a hacker's joke, it was the cruelest joke in the world. Against my will, tears began welling in my eyes, spilling out. "Oh, my darling, please don't cry. It's okay, and it's no use crying anyway. I need you to save that energy." My fingers still stiff from fear, I managed to type out a response. "Mum, what do you mean? Is that you really?" I could sense her familiar frustration rushing back through the laptop. Same as when she felt I wasn't being smart or strong enough when she was alive. "Of course, Thelma, it's me. And I've come back to tell you something important." I had my own important news to share. "Did you know Aunt Claudia moved in last weekend?" "Yes, Thelma, I know. And this is what gave me the strength to come and tell you. Please be strong. I know you are a strong girl, and you can deal with this. I'm sorry you have to. But you have to know I have to tell you. She can't have everything. My life, man, house, child." A different kind of fear took over me. "Mum, what do you mean?" "Thelma, I'm sorry to put this on you like this. I don't know what else to do. You have to know. Aunt Claudia murdered me." The bottom of my world gave way as I dropped into a dark hole of dread and fear. I felt as if I had known this all along, all through the past 4 months, ever since that awful night when Aunt Claudia called me from the hospital where she worked to talk to Dad. I just couldn't say it. "Thelma, are you listening to me?" If I had any doubts the laptop chat was really my mum, these words dispelled them. I heard them in the exact voice she always used to say those very words to me. "Yes, Mum. But how?" "She was at the hospital, you know, when I went in. She wasn't on my floor, but it was very easy for her to arrange for me to pick up an infection." "Elma." The door opened and Aunt Claudia poked her head in. I gave a little scream and frantically minimised the chat box. Aunt Claudia stepped forward. "Oh, honey, you look like you've seen a ghost. Are you okay?" Wordlessly, I nodded. Aunt Claudia sighed. "Thelma, sweetheart, I miss your mum too. But this moping isn't doing you any good. It's hurting your dad, you know. Do you want him to suffer more?" I shrugged. I couldn't speak. I looked up at her. The light was odd on her face. She looked more like Mum than ever before, but also not. found these clothes, Thelma." She reached out and touched my black sleeve, and I flinched back as though she had hit me. She frowned, and for an instant, I thought she was actually going to slap me. But then she smiled and said, "I know girls your age like to wear black all over, but what would you say to me and you have a trip to the mall and pick you up some nice new gear? On me. Come on, sweetheart. It will be so much fun." I shook my head furiously. Tears of rage, grief and fear splatter out. Aunt Claudia began again. "Oh, Thelma." But then she stopped and went quiet. I looked up at her face. She was pale and had a horrible expression. She was staring at my laptop. I followed her line of sight, turning around to look at my screen. The photo had changed. There was a new photo in the background, showing Mum seemingly asleep in a hospital bed, and Aunt Claudia by her side, bent over her. Aunt Claudia seemed to jolt into life. Her face twisted into a terrible snarl and she screamed, "Are you playing tricks on me?" And she lunged towards me. I cringed back in my chair, raising my hands to defend myself against her onslaught. But before she could even touch me, a bolt of electricity sprang out of the laptop, hit her square in the chest, and she dropped dead to the floor. I shrieked in terror. Dad and I had to move from that town. Losing 2 wives in 4 months isn't a good look for anyone. Even though the police combed through our statements and the laptop and the electricity up and down, they eventually had to put it down to a freak accident, which happened when I asked my aunt for help to get my laptop working. Dad never remarried, and I never heard from Mum again. Ooh, retribution. I think if I was a ghost and something like that happened to me, that would definitely make me move and try and make contact somehow. I like a bit of revenge, but not too much. I'm one of those people who love to watch revenge movies or like Rocky films. And I can't stand violence either. I get really animated and I'm like punching and yeah, come on, let's do this. And I do like a bit of revenge. I'm not sure what that says about me. I couldn't be bothered in my real life, to be honest. But I'm 50. I can't be dealing with revenge at my age. But yes, spooky story. Are you ready for the second story? Hanging Rock, Victoria, Australia. Family experience. This all happened within about a 24-hour period. Easter long weekend just gone by. Here in Australia, we get a couple of days off at holidays for Easter weekend, and people usually go away for the long weekend. My wife and 2 kids went for a short day bushwalk / hike at a place called Hanging Rock in Victoria, Australia. It's about 1 hour northwest of Melbourne. It's a fairly short walk, only takes about an hour, but we allowed for a couple of hours because we wanted to walk around the bottom, and of course with kids we usually like to stop for some snacks and a drink on the way up and just enjoy the place. We had not done this walk before because we are not from the area, but we are somewhat of a walking / hiking family. My wife's family are German, and it's basically in their blood, and is a favourite thing for all of them to do. I fall into that very well, as I've always been an avid walker and hiker too. Because the weather was mild, and it was the last day of the long Easter weekend, there were surprisingly not so many people. A couple walked past us on the way down, and we saw another group heading up ahead of us. It looked like a family group, but their kids were older. There were also some people having a barbecue picnic and some others kicking a ball around down the bottom. Before we go up, I quickly went behind a tree and hid away, making sure not to be seen. We headed up, and I personally started to feel strange. I'm a big guy, but I'm very fit cardio-wise, and I started feeling out of breath. I thought I must have just had too big a breakfast or something, and so I slowed down and told the wifey and kids to slow down too. We all eased up, and my wife asked if I was okay. The kids both seemed fine, laughing. My boy was throwing sticks and rocks, and generally they were just being kids. The uneasiness did not stop. I honestly started feeling really out of breath, and as if I was being suffocated and could not breathe. I started freaking out a little, if I'm honest, at this stage, and began wondering if I was having some sort of heart attack or something, so I told my kids to hold up. I squatted down on the ground and leaned up against a boulder. My wife started to look really concerned, and she grabbed my daughter's fitness tracker watch and put it on my wrist. My heart rate was about 131 beats per minute, but that was normal as we were going up these steps. Here is where things started to get creepy. As we waited around for a bit for me to feel better, my son was now climbing all over the boulders and jumping off them. My daughter put a watch back on, but it stopped reading properly, and she noticed this straight away. It's a brand new kit Fitbit that she got for her birthday in February. The time was right, but it was not reading steps or heart rate. Okay, weird. It just read my heart rate fine, but was not taking hers, and the step counter was not working. Whatever. She tinkered with it for a moment while standing, and then bizarrely, I started to feel better and come good, and so we all started off again. We continued up, and as we headed up, we got to a rocky clearing where you could look outward. You could see some farmland, and generally it was beautiful. My wife was the only one that brought her phone. I left mine in the car, and she wanted to take a picture of us all. Here is where it gets creepier. Her phone was off. She never turns her phone off, ever. And it too is fairly new. It's a Sony Xperia, and it's about a year or two old. Her charge lasts days if she's not watching YouTube. She tried to turn it back on, and the low battery image appeared. How is it low battery when she keeps her phone charging at night while she sleeps? And we left for our trip first thing in the morning, and my wife never used her phone in the car because she becomes motion sick otherwise. Also, I use my phone to navigate us there. Weird. The kids go ahead. My son is running around like a lunatic, and my daughter is just walking and taking it all in. And I asked my wife if she thinks it's weird her phone is playing up, and so is our daughter's Fitbit. She shrugs it off and does not even say anything. We slowly get to the top, and as we get there, my son, who is 6 and full of beans, he's been jumping around, throwing things and doing cartwheels the whole time. He starts telling us his tummy feels funny. He's now gone pale and looks like he's about to vomit. We asked if he needed a number 1 or 2. No, nothing. He just feels sick, he says. My wife, daughter, and I all look at each other, and I think we're all thinking the same thing, but no one said anything. We all just start walking back out and want to get out there. Too many weird and creepy things are now happening that don't make sense. And now my son feels sick when he was bouncing off the walls 30 seconds ago. We start walking back. My son is now deflated. My daughter is asking questions. My wife isn't saying anything. We all just hurry down. Once we get back down, we walk past the oval and go straight to the toilets. I take my son in. He tries to pee and doesn't need a number 2, but also does not feel much better. And we're just kind of sitting there, thinking about what we do next. Do we leave? He feels sick. What if he throws up? Do we just chill there? Go for another short walk and hope he feels better? Then my daughter just wanders off to this information board, while my wife and I were talking about what to do. So we all kind of just follow her. There's a sign about the sacred Aboriginal volcanic rock formations, which I had not paid any attention to earlier. And I start to get an unsettling feeling, similar in a way to what I had on the way up. Choky, out of breath feeling. My son was chucking rocks at those things, sacred rocks. He was running up and kicking himself off them. Pretty sure my wife even told him off for spitting once or twice. I became aware of it all and realised we were on some kind of sacred land. And here is my son acting completely disrespectful. I'd taken a wee there, and who knows what other dumb stuff we had done. Maybe it all had an effect. I walk over to my son and tell him he needs to apologise and make an offering of goodwill. And so do I. He doesn't really understand what I'm saying. So I just say, come with me as I go to head back toward the path for the way back to the start of the summit. And he starts screaming and shouting. I've never seen him do anything like this. Outside of being energetic, he is not at all a sooky or crybaby of a child. My wife comes over, asks what's going on. My daughter is still by the info board, just milling about looking at things. I tell my wife my crazy ideas. She gives me that look as if I'm insane, picks our boy up and begins to walk away. So I walk back on my own. I find some similar looking volcanic rock before the summit even starts, and I just go quiet and whisper, I'm sorry if we acted rude or misbehaved. This is a beautiful place. We'll be respectful. I'm sorry if my son was disrespectful. Thank you for having us. And I kneel down, touch the ground and the rock, and just sit for a moment in silence. I start walking back, and I notice they're all heading back towards where I am. My son is now walking again. He comes over to me, looking like he has some more colour in his face, and I ask him if he wants to say something to the rock, like I just did, and that it's fine. And he says, "Hi, Rocky Rock, or something like that. And I say, "No, mate, we need to be respectful." And I tell him to say sorry, say thanks, and say something nice in his own words. And he says, "Sorry, Rock, for throwing your rock friends around. See you next time, Rocky Rock." My wife kind of laughs and shakes her head. My daughter starts explaining to her brother what we just did, why it's important, and why we kind of stand around in silence for a second. And then all go back and pile in the car and start to head out and go find somewhere for lunch. We get home later that evening after having a long lunch and walking around a nearby town called Woodend, and the kids playing at the playground. Both my son and daughter have had night terrors since they were about 3 years old. My daughter has mostly grown out of them, and my son still gets them, and they're really not nice at all. We used to think my daughter was possessed when she would get them. She'd get aggressive, hiss and spit and cry and screech. They were horrible. My son, he basically just freaks out and starts screaming and looking absolutely terrified and wanting to jump off his bed. Well, here is the strangest thing. We're all asleep that same night after having been on the walk that day. I sort of just jolt awake in the dark because I sense something or hear something. I don't know why I woke up. Kind of put my head up for my pillow and look around. I see a dark silhouette standing next to my wife. You scream like a girl. What the? My wife wakes up, screeches loudly. It's our son. He's just stood there, kind of grinning, and he says something to my wife. She starts asking him questions. What is it? Are you okay? Do you need to go to the toilet? He's just grinning, in between talking mumbo-jumbo, dreamlike gibberish. We realise his eyes are glazed over, and he's still asleep, and so she takes him back to bed. He's never done this before, and with everything else that happened that day, we're a little freaked out. Looking at each other, we just go back to bed without saying anything. Finally, the last part of all of this. The next day at breakfast, and we're all kind of doing our thing, getting ready for school and work. My wife says to me that it's really weird. She realised her phone, which was always on a 24-hour time mode, because she's German, and that's just how she had always had it, now is in standard 12-hour time mode. This is the same phone that went off on our hike. She says she swears she never changed it, and she can't remember if it was 24-hour time when she first turned it back on the day before, or just now this morning. I know for a fact all our clocks and watches that my wife touches and sets are always on 24-hour time. She even speaks that way and will say it's 1700 instead of 5 p.m.
Dude, did you order...
The new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I've never looked so good.
You look the same.
But with this camera, everything looks better, especially me.
You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever. With eligible phone trade-in and unlimited ultimate. Any condition guaranteed. Best 5G source root metrics data, United States 1H 2025. All rights reserved. Trade-in and additional terms apply for all offers. See Verizon.com for details.
I had the time of my life. I never felt this way before.
From building timelines to assigning the right people and even spotting risks across dozens of projects, Monday Sidekick knows your business, thinks ahead, and takes action. One click on the star and consider it done.
And I owe it all to you.
Try Monday Sidekick. AI you'll love to use on Monday.com.
Now, I haven't looked into this, but I'm guessing Hanging Rock is the same place that that old film is about, Picnic at Hanging Rock, when something happens to all the girls. Now, I can't remember what happens in the movie because it was years and years and years ago that I watched it, but I remember I loved it. It was right up my street. But you do have to be respectful in these sacred places. I'm always like, I am that type of person who asks before, say I want a branch from a tree for whatever reason, I will ask permission. And I've spoken about this before, about the mushroom, when I kicked it, and Mother Nature got her revenge by showering. I can say showering, but it wasn't really a shower. She flung a leaf at me, and it slapped my face, and my friend thought it was hilarious, and said, that teacher. Well, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Dude, did you order...
The new iPhone 17 Pro? Got it from Verizon, the best 5G network in America. I've never looked so good.
You look the same.
But with this camera, everything looks better, especially me.
You haven't changed your hair in 15 years. Selfies? Check, please.
New and existing customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro, designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever. With eligible phone trade-in and unlimited ultimate. Any condition guaranteed. Best 5G source root metrics data, United States, 1H 2025. All rights reserved. Trade-in and additional terms apply for all offers. See Verizon.com for details.
This is Hannah Berner from Giggly Squad. O-Pill is the first over-the-counter daily birth control pill available in the U.S. Let's be real, getting a birth control prescription is not always easy, and it's so much admin. In fact, about a third of women face barriers to access prescription birth control. Between scheduling appointments, missing work, class, or just trying to exist, it's a lot. But now O-Pill is putting birth control in our control. O-Pill is a daily birth control that's FDA approved, full prescription strength, and estrogen free, and 98% effective when used as directed. Grab it online or at most major retailers, no prescription or doctor's appointment needed. So if you're thinking about birth control, check out O-Pill to see if it's right for you. Use code GIGGLY for 25% off your first month of O-Pill at OPILL.com. That's code GIGGLY at OPILL.com. Birth control in your control. We love to see it.
With Plan B emergency contraception, we're in control of our future. It's backup birth control you take after unprotected sex that helps prevent pregnancy before it starts. It works by temporarily delaying ovulation, and it won't impact your future fertility. Plan B is available in all 50 U.S. states at all major retailers near you, with no ID, prescription, or age requirement needed. Together, we got this. Follow Plan B on Insta at Plan B One Step to learn more. Use as directed.